Now, I love how a simple idea some people had can end up being a lovely little oasis in Waterford City. A bit of disused land became the top of the city community garden, and now that has led to the start of a little market. Rebecca Cappuccini is with Viking Promotions. Rebecca, can you just explain to people where the garden is and how the market came about?
Okay, so over a year ago, two people saw this abandoned landfill in the middle of the city, reached out to the council, and in a matter of a year, we've transformed a completely derelict space into a paradise. So we've been unable to open due to everything going on in the world, which has actually given us an incredible opportunity to get the garden looking its best. In the space of a year, it's transformed completely. And we've been having a few events that were invite only over the last year, but unfortunately, it's only now we can open. So we've decided to open on weekends between Saturdays and Sundays between 2 and 4 every single week. And on Saturdays, we're going to have a market. Now, at the moment, we only have 3 stall holders, Maria. So we have Paul, a local egg farmer with fresh farmer produce and free-range eggs and jams. And then we have Avo Cafe, who are going to be giving us keto lemon drizzle and apple muffins this week. But they're obviously very low stock, so it's going to be a first come, first served kind of basis. And then the wonderful Little Loco. So for anyone who doesn't know this, but Loco Waterford have opened a smaller takeaway branch. They're going to go back into fine dining. And they've opened Little Loco, which provides you with pizzas, burgers, all the things that you would have got in the lockdown situation. Now that they can reopen, they still want to provide that service. But they're also going to be making us bread, artisanal meat, beef stock, and caramelized onions, and their own mustard. So that will be all in the garden. So we'll have eggs, jams, local grown produce, the Avo Cafe, keto lemon drizzle, as well as the apple muffins, and then everything that Little Loco has, which is artisanal meats, bread, mustard, caramelized onions, and beef stock. So that's every Saturday between 2 and 4. We're going to be looking to have more traders come along with us as the market grows. But for right now, those are our current stockists.
It's a lovely kind of progression from the garden itself, isn't it? It's a natural progression.
I agree. It's such a beautiful space. We're starting to host community groups there and allowing people to come in and use the space for their meetings. And it's going to be so wonderful to just have even people be able to enjoy the space, because we put so much work into making it so beautiful. And it's one of the best views of Waterford in the whole entire city, just possible from one of the high up benches down there. And it's just such an honour to be able to finally share our hard work with everybody. But the idea with Saturdays is definitely to reach out to the community in a further space and create a space where everyone can come and get local produce. The eggs come from chickens that you can actually see from our wall that are one garden away. You can't find much more local than those free-range eggs. There's 99 chickens in that field behind us, and they're all my friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's lovely to take a space that was formerly nothing, really, and not being put to any use at all, and to get the backing that you got to help it to come back to life, basically.
Yeah, it went from being a military barracks, which is just a fascinating story, to being a derelict land space, to having been used over a certain amount of generations. It was used as kind of a party space or a communal space, but then no one did anything with it. And now it's honestly just such a beautiful garden space. We have Irish wildflowers down there to try and help the bees. We've so many incredible plants. It's quite I can't wait for people to come see it. But obviously a lot of people don't know where it is, Maria, because we haven't been able to open it. So it's going to be open, as I said, Saturdays and Sundays between 2 and 4. And it is located at the back of Spar on Barrack Street. It's probably the easiest way to explain its locality. So before you get to Spar, between Spar and the Celtic Squash Club, there is an alleyway that's Parch Avenue, and there's a big gate, and that is where we are. We're in that big gate that nobody sees, creating magic.
A little oasis in the middle of Waterford City.
Yeah, I think the city really needed a beautiful space like that one. I love going to the park. I think it's a wonderful space as well. But this is just something a little bit different, because it's, a garden with everything that's been cared for and a whole community pulled together to just transform this plot of land, which is a beautiful story in itself.
And do you think, Rebecca, that if it hadn't been for was this always part of the plan? Was the market always part of the plan? Or has this come about because of the pandemic? Because I think a lot of good things have come about because of the pandemic. It's not often you hear that, but I think a lot of people have had to kind of think outside the box and just, do things that maybe they hadn't intended to do.
Absolutely. My whole journey in the last 20 months has been something quite fulfilling due to the pandemic. I've been able to open up myself personally to loads of opportunities that would have been impossible beforehand. The garden certainly is like that. Now, the garden wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for people walking past and having the time to actually be able to put love into a land space. The market itself comes from this is the next natural progression from the garden. So yes, I would agree completely that this is one of those blessings that came from a difficult moment in time.
So tell them again where it is and what time it's going to be on it and where they can get all the goodies, and first come, first served really, so they need to get there early.
Yes, so absolutely. It's going to be limited stock because we want to start small and then grow big. So we only have 3 stall holders, as I explained, Little Loco, Avo Cafe, and then Paul, a local farmer. And everything will be there on the day for you to purchase. That will be Saturdays between 2 and 4. But we'll also be open Sundays between 2 and 4 for anyone who just wants to enjoy the view or smell the flowers or just take some time out of their day to just be surrounded in serenity. And we'll be there to host whoever wants to come down and see our space. And it is located on Cartridges Avenue behind Spar on Park Street.
Lovely. And the best of luck with it. And thanks a million for talking to me, Rebecca.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Have a beautiful day.
That's Rebecca Cappuccini from Viking Promotions, and the best of luck to them with that.